welcome there. Here we are. We have some visitors from last year.
Can I make an appearance?
Sure.
You're too short.
She might be too short. Okay. All right, so this question, we're taking questions off the quiz, today's quiz that we went over in preparation for tomorrow's quiz. And Laura has a question regarding Pascal's Principle. And Laura, would you come up here near the microphone and read it out loud, and then I'll ask you to read each answer by giving you a cue. Okay, so say it loudly. Read the question. Go.
A hydraulic press.
Louder.
A hydraulic press works because.
A hydraulic press works because A.
Liquids transmit pressure undiminished.
Okay. Pascal's principle essentially says that liquids transmit their pressures and forces undiminished throughout the entire fluid. So here I have a fluid. This is two pistons, a small piston and a large piston. Okay, Gabby, you had a problem with this too. This is the output pressure. This is the input pressure, correct? Mm-hmm. This is, I have a car, a large car here, and I want to, so that's going to be my output force, right? And this is my output area, okay? Mm-hmm. This is my input force and my input area, correct? Now, this is called hydraulic fluid. Now, you've seen pictures of earth movers, cranes, these sorts of things that are hydraulic. And they're hydraulic because they use the principle, Pascal's principle, and they contain a fluid called hydraulic fluid. It's kind of oily, and that fluid, if I apply a pressure here, that pressure will be transmitted throughout this container of fluid, undiminished. So in other words, if I put, let's say this is 1 cubic centimeter. I'm sorry, 1 square centimeter. That's 1 square centimeter, this opening, okay? That's the area of the piston, okay? And let's say this is 10,000 square centimeters. That's how big that piston is, right? And I push 1 Newton, which is very, 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 very small. It's like, in terms of grams, it's like, I don't know, nothing, 40 grams. It's very small, okay? That this 1 Newton force, this 1 Newton force, this 1 Newton per 1 square centimeter, that pressure will be transmitted, Gabby, undiminished throughout this whole thing. So I'm going to have every square centimeter here, do you see it's going to push up with 1 Newton? So if I have 10,000 square centimeters, how many newtons of force is going to be pushing that piston up? 10,000 newtons, right? So with 1 Newton of force here, I can lift 10,000 newtons here. I weigh 1,000 newtons. Times 10 would be pretty heavy. So with just 1 small press of the finger, 1 Newton, that's it, just lightly, 1 Newton. Okay? See, the weight, to just draw that, you feel a certain weight, right? That's 1 Newton. That's not 1 Newton. The weight to draw, the weight that I feel to draw on my hand is probably not much different from a Newton, okay? Then 10 times my weight. That's how much weight I can lift. So this 1 Newton per square centimeter is going to be transmitted undiminished through the fluid, 1 Newton per square centimeter. So if it's 1 Newton here per square centimeter and 1 Newton here per square centimeter, if this is 1 square centimeter and this is 10,000 square centimeters, this will be 1 Newton and this will be 10,000 newtons. You see that?
Yeah.
All right? So read A again and see if that's true.
Liquids transmit pressure undiminished.
Liquids transmit pressure undiminished. That's correct. Fluids. That's correct. Fluids transmit undiminished, but that's close enough. What else? What's B?
B, it's one piston is larger than the other piston.
All students taking the 315
But first, an
late bus
announcement.
report to the bus port in the cafeteria area at this time. All students taking the 315 late bus report to the bus port and cafeteria area now, please.
I've been hearing that every day after school for the last 25 years.
Wow.
She changed it up. It was different than it was last year.
It's about the same. It's close enough.
What did she say?
So
So one's large. You have a. In other words, she said
One piston
you have a
is larger
large.
than the other
You have a
piston.
large
That's
piston
true.
and
That's
a
true.
girls. You have a large piston and a small piston, and that's true.
That's true.
C. What do you got?
Pascal's principle is operating.
Yeah, this whole thing is
Pascal's principle.
Pascal's principle. Pascal's principle says that the pressure exerted in the fluid, to the fluid, is transmitted throughout the entire fluid. Go ahead, what's next?
Liquids transmit pressure in all directions.
Yeah, so in other words, the pressure here going that way is also 1 Newton per square centimeter. Down there is also 1 Newton per square centimeter. It's all 1 Newton per square centimeter, all over. It's in all directions.
And then E is all of the above.
E is all the above. So the answer would be, Gabby? She's blowing this giant bubble, and she's trying to answer the question. I think we may have to call an EMT because she's completely encompassed with a giant bubble.
All right, yes.
E, all the above. Excellent.
Can I cut it?